Hey guys, coming at you today with a delicious keto, low carb, moist blackberry lemon ricotta cake. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef with a sweet tooth. And now I own a keto gluten-free bakery. And I'm here to show you all the tips and tricks on how to make the best recipes possible. So if you enjoy my recipes, please hit the subscribe button down there, give the video a thumbs up, leave me comments, and share with all your friends and family. It all helps my channel grow and to bring you new recipes every Saturday. Today, blackberry lemon ricotta cake. And I've never had this before, but I saw a recipe, I think on Facebook, and I'm like, ooh, that looks really good. And I bet it'd be really good keto because it adds some extra protein and fat and everything with the ricotta. And I've made it a bunch of times. It's not like a fluffy cake. It's like more dense, almost like a cross between like a cheesecake and a cake. It is so good. And I'm not entirely happy with the outside getting pretty dark because it took me 90 minutes to bake this cake, but it was still super soft and so moist inside. I'm gonna do one more experiment today. I already did one this morning, but again, it was a little bit dark on the outside. So I'm gonna try again. I have a different oven, so that's why I had to do more testing. I'm gonna do it in the top of this oven because it's a double oven, and I'm gonna see if it turns out any different. But either way, it's gonna be delicious. Basically, I took my vanilla cake recipe and a regular ricotta cake recipe, combine them to figure this recipe out. So it's similar to my vanilla cake. We're starting with 5 ounces of avocado oil. Most of the recipes had like melted butter. With avocado oil, we get a little bit more moistness than using the butter, which I've done both with all my cake recipes. I've done avocado oil and butter, and they both turn out really good. It's already a thick batter, so with using the butter, it's gonna be even thicker of a batter. That's one of the reasons why I went with the avocado oil too. To that, I'm adding a cup of a granular monk fruit erythritol blend. The amount of sweetness in this is completely up to you. I saw recipes that had a half cup. I had recipes that had a cup and a cup and a quarter. So they were all different amounts. And I've tried my cake recipes with as little as a half cup to all the way to a cup and a half. So it definitely works with whatever amount of sweetness you want in this. 1 cup is usually 196 grams. That was like 8 grams shy. Probably wasn't exactly up to the 1 cup mark, or 192, so I was only 4 grams off. I always forget how much 96 and 96 is. I always think it's 196, and it's not. Math is hard. That goes on the mixer. Now, whenever I get lemons, I always buy a big bag because it's cheaper than buying 1 or 2 at a time. And I zest them all, squeeze them all, put them in an ice cube tray, freeze them. So this was 2 ice cubes, 2 tablespoons is what usually each ice cube tray slot is usually a tablespoon. So I have that ready to go. Like I said, I did this earlier today. So I have my ricotta container. We're going to use 12 ounces of ricotta cheese. I tried to do the least amount of liquid, and this is a whole milk ricotta. This is the cheapest and the lowest carb I found. It's this brand, found it at Walmart. They say if it's really wet to drain some of the liquid out. This one I found doesn't have a ton. I did dump a little bit out from the other day. Like it'll usually collect on top and you can just dump it. 12 ounces, 3 eggs, which I've had sitting out since this morning, so they're nice and room temperature. We are going to add some vanilla extract. You can also add lemon extract if you want. I'm going to add some zest at the end, so I freeze all my zest also. So if you have just 1 lemon, you should get about 2 tablespoons of juice, and you can use the zest. Make sure you zest it before you juice it. And then we just need the dry ingredients, which baking powder, baking soda, salt because we're using avocado oil, and then our flour blend, which is what I always use, unflavored whey protein isolate and coconut flour, and a little bit of xanthan gum. So 120 grams or a cup and a half of unflavored whey protein. While you're doing this, you can have your sweetener and oil mixing and adding your eggs and all that. I just don't want to have the mixer running while I'm getting this. To that, we're going to sift our 42 grams of coconut flour. Should be a quarter cup plus 2 tablespoons. The quarter cup, 26. So it says the back of the package says 2 tablespoons is 15 grams. I almost always get 6 for each one. So That one was 7. That's why I just say weigh everything. To that, 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Should be 2 grams. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Well, you got your 1/4 measuring spoon. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I just upped the baking powder a tiny bit from the recipe, the original recipe, because we always need a little bit extra help to get our stuff to rise nicely. Sift and whisk. I'm gonna preheat my top oven to 350. So this morning it took 90 minutes at 350 in this new oven that I got. And it's just a regular Whirlpool gas oven, but it is a double oven. My old oven, I did this experiment in, and it was an American gas range, which is kind of like a restaurant oven, but it's not great for baking. So I would do it at 325, and it took 70 minutes still at 325, and it got a lot darker. That's why I always say ovens vary widely. Like literally I have to minus some and it takes less, you know, like it's really hard for me to explain every variable, because when I had brick and mortar bakery, I had an electric oven and that was different too. So everything matters. They're all variables in your baking. So I have a 9-inch springform pan here. I did one test where I parchmented the outside and it just looks nicer because that way you don't have like jagged crumb edges on it. So I'm gonna do that and we'll see how it cooks up in this top oven. So what I did for this is all you need of this piece to get the bottom. So from here, I hate wasting parchment paper anyways, so every time I do a circle down here, I'd end up wasting some of the parchment paper. I measured to where I need it. Then I can make the circle out of that. I made it a little bit too big. I always do that. I'm always worried I'm gonna make it too small. Okay, I'm gonna spray and put that down. And then for this one, this is enough for half the pan. I'm gonna cut this in half or rip it in half. Now oil the sides and lay these in. Oh, it's almost enough. So close. Yeah, a little bit here. That was almost perfect. But it'll be fine. Either way, it'll come off. Now, just to mix all this up, you do this, you add your vanilla, your lemon juice, eggs, ricotta, and dry ingredients. And that's it. And stop and scrape down. While this is going, you can also get your blackberries. I'm using frozen, so I'm going to keep them in the freezer until I need them. But I'm also going to cut any that are really big because we're only doing 5 ounces. So we want to spread them out all over the top of this cake. I'm just using frozen because I never know when I'm going to be able to get down to the bakery. I don't like things going bad on me. Stop and scrape down after the eggs. Just add the ricotta and then all the dry ingredients. And that's it. Well incorporated, add in your dry. Like I said, it's really thick. I was thinking I probably could minus the dry a tad bit in this, but I didn't want to mess with it too much because it was so delicious that like I didn't want to mess with it too much. So I'm gonna add in a little bit of lemon zest. So just use your 1 lemon's worth. Not enough workspace. That's been frozen for a couple of weeks, still perfect. Add it in. And put it into your pan. Spread it out evenly. Ugh, I might have to trim the top. My top oven has a broiler. Can't fit a lot of like real thick stuff up there. I might have to trim that. I probably could have cut that strip into 3 and it would have been the right amount for the whole rim. I definitely didn't need that much height-wise. Okay, now to add the blackberries. And some recipes mixed it in, some left it on top. I think you'll be fine mixing it in, but I just like the look of it, and I hate when you can't tell if people are gonna get like gypped on blackberries. This way you know they're pretty even. There you go, push it all in. So what I'm going to do for this test, because the other ones I did 35 and I covered it in tin foil and cooked it, ended up cooking for another 20 minutes. I'm going to do 25, rotate it 25 more minutes, and then I'm going to aluminum foil it because I think that helps it cook a little bit faster because it's the inside, like right in the very center, that doesn't like to get cooked. I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil after 50 minutes and we'll cook it maybe 20 more. You'll see it turned and foiled, and I'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, it's been 50 minutes, so I'm gonna pull this guy out and tent it, and we'll put it in for 10 more minutes. Maybe 20, but we'll check it at 10. It is a little hard to get this in and out of this top oven here. I'm gonna rotate it again and put it in this way for 10 minutes. Okay, it's been another 10 minutes, so let's get it out and check it. Definitely not done, but it's not browning a lot, which is good. So we'll rotate it again, put it on the other side of my oven, and do another 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been a total of 70 minutes. It might be done. It's up to almost 200. 200 there. Yay, it's done in 70 minutes instead of 90. And it's not super dark on top. And that's what we want. Now we gotta let this cool, probably about 10-15 minutes for it to cool a little bit, and then we'll remove the outside, and then we gotta let it cool for a little while longer, and we can slice into it. I'm excited. So that's what I mean when I say there's like so many variables to baking. This was cooked for 70 minutes without foil, and then 20 minutes with foil. Same temperature and everything, but it wasn't cooked until that 90 minutes. This one, it looks so much better, and it is the exact same recipe and everything. Because we foiled it, that's the difference. And that's what I was talking about with the edge there. Because we had to undo it with an offset spatula, we ended up getting the crumb on the edge. But because we just did the parchment paper on it, it got a nice crust, and it's still super soft on the outside. So it's crazy the difference. Same exact recipe, same temp, just a little tweak to the way we baked it. Unfortunately, we gotta let this cool for a while until we slice into it, probably about 30 minutes or so. It is best room temperature for sure. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Well, in just a second for you. Okay, it is still a little bit warm, but I wanted to decorate it, take some pictures. I'm excited to try this. It's normally blueberry lemon ricotta cake, but I had blackberries and I just did a blueberry thing. So I wanted to try blackberry and lemon. Most of the pictures had a dusting of powdered sweetener, well, powdered sugar. Our powdered sweetener doesn't like all stick for a long time, so you might want to do this right before it goes out. Looks pretty delicious. Now, I tried this all different ways, like how much blackberry and all that stuff. Lemon and blackberry both have carbs in them. So if you cut it into 12, it's 4 grams net carbs for each slice. It is a pretty tall cake, So I think 14 is plenty big enough. That would be 3 grams net carbs. So we'll do it into 14. Oh, it sounds so moist. So to do it into 14, instead of doing it right in half, you gotta kind of do it into 1 slice here, and then you need to be able to get 3 slices out of this side. So kind of gotta think of how big that middle slice is gonna be along with those 3. Super moist and like kind of dense. It's not super fluffy, but it's like super soft. So good. So I might have went a little big on that one. So here. It's a little difficult to do. But still a decent slice of cake. It's very tall. Need a plate and a fork. Eat this like a civilized person. Hear the moistness. Get that little berry flavor, a little bit of lemon. It's moist and soft. And get that like a little bit of creaminess from the ricotta. So good. Doesn't taste like overtly like cheese, but it just has that little hint. It's so good. Delicious addition to the end of summer. So good. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe and give it a try for yourself. Whether you use raspberries, you can make it a raspberry almond ricotta cake, or you can put blueberries instead of the blackberries. There's a lot of different ways you can flavor this up. Probably could even do a cranberry orange ricotta cake. It'd be delicious. Maybe I'll do that for fall. Let me know down in the comments below if you decide to change this up and how everybody enjoys it. Don't forget to check out my Amazon shop page. The link is down in the description box below, along with the blog link to the full recipe. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I'll be back with more keto, low-carb, healthy meals, desserts, and snack recipes. Bye guys. Happy keto baking.